Listen to me. You have been sitting there waiting, thinking that time is your friend, thinking that if you just hold on a little longer, if you just wait for the right moment, for the right opportunity, for the right person to tell you it's okay to move, then everything will magically change. But I am here to tell you that waiting is a trap. Waiting is a thief. Waiting is the enemy of your progress. Waiting will not lift you higher. Sitting there on the same step, watching life go by, watching other people climb, watching other people take chances, waiting for conditions to be perfect, waiting for the stars to align, waiting for someone else to give you permission. That is not going to get you anywhere. Recognize it. Recognize that waiting won't get you higher. Waiting keeps you comfortable. Waiting keeps you stagnant. Waiting keeps you safe. But safe is not success. Safe is not greatness. Safe is not the life you've been dreaming about. You see, too many people confuse patience with waiting. They think that patience means sitting still. But no. Patience means persistence. Patience means preparation. Patience means putting in the work. While others are distracted, while others are wasting time, while others are hoping for luck to show up. Recognize that waiting passively, waiting for life to hand you what you want will get you nothing. Life is not fair. Life does not owe you anything. Life does pause to wait for you to get ready. Time does not stop. Every second that you spend sitting there waiting, someone else is taking action. Every second that you wait, opportunities are slipping past your fingers. And those opportunities, once gone, they dawn, come back, recognize it. The person you see at the top, the person you admire, the person who seems to have it all they did, get there by waiting. They got there by moving, by acting, by deciding, by refusing to let the fear of failure or the fear of imperfection stop them. Waiting will not get you there. You have to start moving. You have to start acting. You have to start before you feel ready, because ready will never come. And perfect is a myth. Waiting for perfect is a trap that keeps you small, keeps you average, keeps you from your destiny. I want you to understand something right now. Waiting is a mental prison. You've been convinced that patience equals progress, but that is a lie that society sells you. Patience equals preparation. Yes, patience equals preparation. But waiting for conditions to be perfect, waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone else to validate you, waiting to feel confident, waiting to feel strong, waiting to feel ready, that's a lie. And it will keep you in the same place for years. Too many of us have been standing on the mountain, waiting for life to give us the signal, waiting for the circumstances to be favorable, waiting for someone to say, now is the time. But there is no signal. There is no perfect moment. The time is now. Recognize that waiting won't get you higher. You have to create the momentum yourself. You have to light the fire yourself. You have to be the spark that ignites the change, because no one else is going to do it for you. The world is not waiting for you. The universe is not waiting for you. If you sit there thinking that one day someone will come and hand you what you deserve, you are wasting your life. Waiting will not get you higher. And let me tell you something else. Waiting breeds excuses. You wait because you were afraid. You wait because you were not sure. You wait because you think you're not ready. But all of those are lies your mind tells you to keep you small, to keep you comfortable, to keep you in a place where nothing changes. Fear will always try to convince you to wait. Doubt will always try to convince you to wait. People will always tell you to wait. Society will always tell you to wait. But recognize that waiting is not progress. Sitting there and hoping that the right opportunity falls in your lap is not ambition, it is inaction. And inaction will never take you to the next level. Waiting keeps you looking up at the mountain, admiring it, dreaming about it, wishing you were at the top, but dreaming and wishing one to move you. Only action moves you. Recognize that waiting won't get you higher, because while you wait, life is happening to someone else. While you wait, someone else is climbing. While you wait, someone else is taking the risk, taking the leap, taking the step that you've been too afraid to take. Waiting is comfortable, but comfort kills dreams. Waiting is safe, but safety kills potential. Waiting is easy, but easy does create greatness. You have to understand this principle. If you want to move up, if you want to rise, if you want to reach new heights, you cannot wait for external conditions to change. You cannot wait for someone to tell you it. That's okay. You cannot wait for life to become easy. You cannot wait for circumstances to be perfect, because life will never be perfect. Life will never be easy. Life will never give you a pass. Recognize that waiting won't get you higher, because action is the only thing that elevates you. Momentum is created by motion. Growth is created by doing. Success is created by consistent, deliberate action. You have to move. You have to act. You have to step out even when the path isn't clear, even when you don't have all the answers, even when it feels risky. Waiting will not get you higher. You have to take the first step, the second step, the third step, over and over again, because that is how mountains are climbed. That is how dreams are achieved. That is how lives are transformed. Waiting will not get you higher. And every moment you spend sitting there thinking about it is a moment wasted. Recognize it. Recognize the truth. Waiting will not get you higher. Action will get you higher. Motion will get you higher. Faith combined with effort will get you higher. You can afford to wait. The time is now. You have to move. You have to act. You have to refuse to let the mountain intimidate you. You have to refuse to let fear control you. You have to refuse to let doubt paralyze you. Waiting will not get you higher. And the only way up is through decisive action, through relentless effort, through refusing to be idle, through stepping forward, even when the path is uncertain, even when you were scared, even when you don't feel ready to listen to me. Too many of you have been treating your mountain like it, a place to live, like it, your permanent address, like it's where you belong. You've been standing there day after day, year after year, thinking that because you've been struggling, because you've been climbing, because you've been facing challenges, that this mountain is your home. But I'm here to tell you, the mountain is not your home. The mountain is your challenge. It is the obstacle, the test, the proving ground, the place where your character is built, the place where your strength is forged. You are not supposed to live there. You are not supposed to settle there. You are not supposed to become comfortable there. The mountain is temporary, but your breakthrough is permanent. Recognize it. The mountain is not your home, it is your challenge. And if you continue to treat it like home, if you continue to let it define you, if you continue to let it trap you, you will never experience the joy of victory. The mountain is meant to test you, to push you, to force you to grow. It's meant to make you uncomfortable, to stretch you, to demand more from you than you think you can give. Too many people get stuck on the mountain because they've grown familiar with the struggle. They've grown familiar with the pain. They've grown familiar with the fear. They've grown familiar with the uphill battle. And because they've grown familiar with it, they start thinking that it is safe, that it is normal, that it's permanent. But the mountain is never permanent. The mountain is a challenge, and challenges are meant to be conquered. They are meant to be faced head on with courage, with determination, with relentless energy, with a refusal to quit. The mountain is not your home, your challenge. And every step you take, every ounce of effort you put in, every time you refuse to give up, you are proving that you can overcome it. Too many of you have allowed the mountain to define you. You said, this is just who I am. This is just the life I live. This is just my struggle. No, that's not who you are. That's the challenge in front of you. That's the obstacle you've been given. That is the mountain you've been called to climb. You are not your mountain. You are the climber. You are the fighter. You are the one who refuses to stay down. You are the one who refuses to settle. You are the one who has been put here for a reason. And the mountain is just the test, the proving ground, the classroom, the place where you learn what you're made of. The mountain is not your home as your challenge. And when you understand that, when you internalize that, everything changes. Because you stop feeling sorry for yourself. You stop complaining. You stop making excuses. You stop thinking that the mountain is against you. And you start thinking that the mountain is for you. That every obstacle, every hardship, every setback is a stepping stone toward your greatness. You've been climbing that mountain, feeling like it. Your identity, feeling like it's where you belong. But I'm here to remind you that the mountain is temporary. The struggle is temporary. The pain is temporary. The challenge is temporary. Your breakthrough, your victory, your transformation, that's permanent. The mountain is not a place to rest. It's not a place to make friends with fear. It's not a place to give up or become complacent. It's a place to push harder than you ever thought you could. A place to discover what you're really made of. A place to show the world, and more importantly, yourself, that you refuse to be defeated. Recognize it. The mountain is not your home. It's your challenge. And if you continue to treat it as your home, you will stay stuck. You will stay small. You will stay trapped in a cycle of frustration, disappointment, and regret. Look at the people who inspire you. Look at the people you admire. Look at the ones who have reached the top, who have achieved greatness, who have changed the world. Do you think they stayed on the mountain and made it home? No. They treated the mountain for what it was, an obstacle, a challenge, a test, a momentary struggle that they were determined to overcome. They faced it head on. They refused to be intimidated. They refused to accept it as their permanent reality. They climbed, they fought, they persevered, they risked everything, and they reached higher. The mountain is not your home, it's your challenge. And if you want to rise, If you want to succeed, if you want to reach the life you've been dreaming about, you have to see it for what it really is. Too many of you are comfortable on the mountain. You've made peace with the struggle. You've gotten used to the pain. You've gotten used to the setbacks. You've gotten used to being stuck. And that comfort is killing you. Comfort is a trap. Comfort is a lie. Comfort keeps you from reaching your potential. Comfort keeps you from the next level. The mountain is not comfortable. The mountain is not meant to be. And the sooner you stop treating it like home, the sooner you stop identifying with the struggle, the sooner you stop letting it define you, the sooner you start moving, the sooner you start climbing, the sooner you start conquering, the sooner you start living the life you were meant to live. The mountain is not your home, your challenge. And I need you to understand this. The mountain will test you. It will push you to your limits. It will make you question yourself. It will make you doubt yourself. It will make you want to quit. But that's the point. That's the purpose. That's what it's there for. It's not there to keep you down. It's not there to defeat you. It's there to see if you have what it takes. To see if you're willing to push, to grind, to fight, to sacrifice, to risk, to refuse to quit, to rise above the struggle, to take every ounce of pain and turn it into power. The mountain is not your home, your challenge. And if you rise to it, if you embrace it, if you attack it, you will find strength you never knew existed. You will find courage you never knew existed. You will find determination you never knew existed. You will find yourself, and you will reach higher than you ever imagined. You have to stop making the mountain your comfort zone. You have to stop letting the struggle define your life. You have to stop thinking that the mountain is permanent. You have to see it for what it is. A challenge, a test, a trial, a temporary battlefield where your greatness is waiting to be discovered. Recognize it. The mountain is not your home, as your challenge. And when you finally internalize that, when you finally see it for what it truly is, when you finally refuse to let it define you, that is when everything changes. That is when your mindset shifts. That is when your breakthrough begins. Listen to me. Too many of you are letting fear run your life. Fear is not just an emotion. Fear is a liar. Fear is a thief. Fear is the voice that keeps you stuck, that keeps you small, that keeps you from stepping into the life you were meant to live. It whispers in your ear. It tells you, you can do it. It tells you, you not ready. It tells you, wait until tomorrow. But listen to me carefully. Fear does not want you to rise. Fear does not want you to succeed. Fear does not want you to reach your potential. Fear is comfortable for your enemies. Fear is comfortable for the status quo. Fear is comfortable for mediocrity. And if you keep listening to that voice, if you keep letting it control your mind, you will stay stuck. Fear is the voice keeping you stuck. And the moment you recognize it, the moment you identify it, the moment you refuse to obey it, that is the moment you start moving forward. Think about it. Every single time you have hesitated, every single time you have second guessed yourself, every single time you have waited, it was fear talking. It was T logic. It was T wisdom. It was T preparation. It was fear. And fear is designed to stop you. Fear is designed to protect you from risk, but it is not designed to help you grow. And I am here to tell you right now, growth does not happen in the safe zone. Growth does not happen in comfort. Growth does not happen when you are following fear. Growth happens when you stare fear in the face. When you confront it, when you refuse to allow it to control you, when you push forward even though your body wants to retreat, when you take action even though your mind screams stop. Fear is the voice keeping you stuck. And if you want to move, if you want to rise, if you want to reach the next level, you have to turn the volume down on fear and turn the volume up on faith and action. Too many people are frozen because of fear. They sit there, paralyzed, waiting for conditions to be perfect, waiting for courage to arrive, waiting for certainty. But certainty will never arrive. Courage is not something you feel it, something you do. Courage is not waiting to be ready yet. It's moving even when you are afraid. Fear is the voice keeping you stuck. Whisper every excuse, every doubt, every what if, every I can. And you have to recognize it for what it is. It's a lie. And the first step to conquering fear is to identify it, to name it, to call it out, to understand that it not reality. It's a projection of what might happen. It is a projection of your own insecurities. It is a projection of everything that wants to keep you small, weak, and safe. The mountain you are climbing, the challenge you are facing, the dream you are chasing, fear, will always try to convince you to stop. But your breakthrough depends on you moving through it, not around it. Listen to me. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. That's right. Fear is not meant to tell you to quit. Fear is meant to tell you that what you are about to do matters. Fear is meant to tell you that you are stepping outside of your comfort zone, that you are pushing your limits, that you are challenging yourself, that you are growing. Every time fear shows up, it is an opportunity disguised as discomfort. Every time fear comes knocking, it is the doorway to your next level. The problem is, too many of us hear fear and we run. We listen to it and we obey. We let it dictate our decisions. And that is exactly why so many people never reach their potential. Fear is the voice keeping you stuck. And until you master it, until you learn how to use it, until you learn how to move forward in spite of it, you will remain in the same place, spinning your wheels, waiting for life to make sense, waiting for permission, waiting for courage to arrive, waiting for everything to line up perfectly, which it never will. I need you to understand something. Fear will never disappear. You will never wake up one day and fear will be gone. Fear is part of the process. Fear is part of the climb. Fear is part of the mountain. And the difference between those who reach the top and those who stay at the bottom is not the absence of fear. It's what they do with it. How they respond to it. Whether they let it control them or whether they take control of it. Fear is the voice keeping you stuck, but it is also the voice that signals opportunity. Every time you feel afraid, that is exactly when you need to move. Every time your mind screams stop, that is exactly when you need to act. Every time you feel the doubt creeping in, that is exactly when you need to push harder, grind longer, dig deeper. Fear is not your enemy, as the test, and your response to fear determines your destiny. Too many of you are living under fear's shadow. You let it dictate your actions, your decisions, your dreams, your relationships, your career. You let it convince you that you are too small, too weak, too inexperienced, too late. But let me tell you something. The truth is this. You are stronger than your fear. You are more capable than your fear. You are more prepared than your fear wants you to believe. You have everything inside of you to overcome it. The problem is you have to act. You have to move. You have to push. You have to refuse to obey that voice that says, I can. Fear is the voice keeping you stuck. And it will never stop squeaking. The only thing you can do is refuse to listen and take massive, relentless action anyway. You have to understand that fear is a liar. Fear is a trickster. Fear is designed to keep you small. Fear is designed to paralyze you. Fear is designed to convince you that you are not enough. But the truth is, you are more than enough. You are capable of more than you realize. You have a power inside of you that fear cannot touch. Fear is temporary. Action is permanent. Fear is loud. Faith is louder. Fear is uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. Fear makes you want to run. Purpose makes you want to fight. Fear is the voice keeping you stuck. But your determination, your drive, your refusal to quit, your relentless pursuit of your dreams, that's the voice that will lift you, that will move you, that will carry you, that will take you higher than you ever imagined. And I need you to see it clearly. You will feel fear every single time you reach for more, every single time you step outside your comfort zone, every single time you chase a bigger dream, every single time you take a risk. That is the nature of life. That is the nature of growth. That is the nature of greatness. Fear is not the enemy. It's the signal, it's the call, it's the test, it's the moment where you decide whether you will remain stuck or whether you will rise. Fear is the voice keeping you stuck. But when you move in spite of it, when you take action anyway, when you push forward anyway, when you refuse to quit, anyway, when you refuse to obey that voice, that is when you grow. That is when you climb. That is when you transform. That is when you will listen to me. Too many of you are sitting there, waiting for momentum to show up, waiting for energy to appear, waiting for motivation to find you, thinking that one day everything will just line up perfectly, thinking that one day the universe will hand you success on a silver platter, thinking that you will wake up one morning and suddenly the path will be clear. Suddenly the circumstances will be perfect. Suddenly the timing will be right. But let me tell you something. Momentum does come to the idle. Momentum doesn't wait for comfort. Momentum does visit the dreamers who only wish and hope. Momentum starts with a single deliberate step, a conscious decision, a commitment to move forward, even when the mountain looks too high, even when the climb feels too steep, even when the path is uncertain, even when fear is whispering, stop, even when doubt is screaming, you not ready, even when everything inside of you wants to stay where you are because it feels safe. Momentum starts with one step. And too many of you have been waiting for 10 steps to appear before you even take one. Think about it. The person you admire, the person You want to be the person whose life seems effortless or who seems to have it all. They did. T start at the top. They did. T start with a perfect plan. They did T start with ideal conditions. They did start with the guarantee of success. They started with a single step. They started with a choice. They started with a commitment to move forward when everything told them to stay still. And that first step, that small, deliberate action, created the momentum that built into a chain reaction that became unstoppable. That grew stronger with every action. That carried them higher than they ever imagined. That transformed their lives. Momentum starts with a single deliberate step. And that step is available to you right now if you are willing to take it. Too many of you are waiting for motivation. You are waiting for inspiration to hit. You are waiting for someone to push you. You are waiting for the right conditions, the right timing, the perfect plan. But let me tell you something, momentum comes from movement, and movement does to wait for motivation. Movement doesn't wait for inspiration. Movement doesn't wait for certainty. Momentum starts when you decide to act, when you take responsibility, when you refuse to be idle, when you refuse to let fear and doubt control you, when you refuse to let comfort dictate your pace, when you step forward anyway. It may feel awkward. It may feel uncomfortable. It may feel risky. It may feel uncertain. But that first deliberate step creates energy. That first deliberate step changes your mindset. That first deliberate step signals to your body, your mind, your spirit, and the universe that you are serious. Momentum starts with a single deliberate step. And it is that first step that begins to move mountains, that begins to transform your life, that begins to turn dreams into reality. Listen to me carefully. Small steps lead to big results. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to know exactly how it's going to work. You just need to take the first step. You just need to start. You just need to move. The first step may be uncomfortable. The first step may feel insignificant. The first step may feel like nothing is happening. But momentum is invisible at first. Momentum is quiet at first. Momentum is subtle at first. But once it begins, it grows. Once it begins, it compounds. Once it begins, it creates a ripple effect that cannot be stopped. And the key is to start. Momentum starts with a single deliberate step. And the only way to get it is to refuse to wait any longer. I need you to hear this. Fear will try to stop you. Doubt will try to stop you. Excuses will try to stop you. Your mind will try to convince you that now is not the time, that conditions reign. T-perfect, that you are not ready, that you were too small, that you were too late, that it won't T-work. All of that is a lie. All of that is a trap. All of that is designed to keep you stagnant, keep you safe, keep you from discovering your true potential. Momentum starts with a single deliberate step, and that step is an act of courage. That step is an act of faith. That step is a declaration to yourself and to the world that you refuse to remain stuck. That you refuse to settle, that you refuse to obey fear, that you refuse to let doubt control you, that you are committed to moving forward, that you are committed to growth, that you are committed to climbing higher no matter how difficult the journey may be. You see, too many people confuse planning with progress. They think that planning alone will move them. They think that if they just strategize enough, if they just gather enough resources, if they just wait for the perfect moment, that momentum will come. No! Planning is necessary, yes, but planning alone will get you nowhere. Momentum is created by movement, by action, by execution, by taking that first deliberate step. You cannot think your way into momentum. You cannot talk your way into momentum. You cannot wait your way into momentum. You create momentum by doing, by acting, by stepping forward deliberately and consistently, even when it is uncomfortable, even when it is risky, even when it feels uncertain, even when you don't see the full path ahead. That is how momentum starts. That is how momentum builds. That is how momentum transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Momentum starts with a single deliberate step, and every time you take another step, the movement grows, the energy grows, the confidence grows, the clarity grows, the power grows, and soon you look back and realize that you have moved farther than you ever imagined, that you have accomplished more than you ever thought possible, that you have become more than you ever thought you could be, all because you took that first deliberate step. And I need you to understand something else. Momentum is contagious. Once you take that first step, once you act, once you move, it inspires action in others. It creates energy in others. It lights a fire. Momentum grows when you act. And when you act consistently, when you take one deliberate step after another, when you refuse to stop, when you refuse to quit, it becomes unstoppable. Momentum starts with a single deliberate step. And that step is available to you right now at this very moment if you are willing to take it. No more excuses, no more waiting, no more hesitation. The first step may be small. The first step may be hard. The first step may feel like nothing, but it is the most important step you will ever take because it is the one that starts the chain reaction, the one that begins the energy, the one that begins the climb, the one that begins the journey from where you are to where you are meant to be, the one that separates those who dream from those who do, the one that separates the stagnant from the unstoppable, the one that separates those who stay stuck from those who rise, the one that separates the ordinary from the extraordinary. Because momentum starts with a single deliberate step. Listen to me. Too many of you are stuck where you are because your mind is stuck where it is, because your thinking is holding you back, because your beliefs are smaller than your potential, because your vision is limited by what you've been told, what you've seen, what you've been conditioned to accept. I am here to tell you right now that your breakthrough, the level of success, the life, the opportunities, the victories you are waiting for, they will never come until your mind changes first. The external world, the circumstances, the money, the recognition, the validation, it does matter. Your mindset that will determine whether you rise or remain stuck, whether you conquer the mountain or continue looking up at it from the bottom, whether you win or you watch others take what could have been yours. Your breakthrough requires a mindset shift. And this is not optional. This is not negotiable. This is not something you can delay. Too many of you have been carrying thoughts, beliefs, and habits that are outdated, that are limiting, that are toxic, that are small. You think like a person who has been stuck for years. You think like someone who has been waiting, someone who's been doubting, someone who's been afraid. And your thinking is literally sabotaging your life. You cannot expect to live at a higher level, to earn more, to grow more, to achieve more if you are thinking at the same level you were thinking 5 years ago, 10 years ago, or yesterday. Recognize it. Your breakthrough requires a mindset shift because a bigger vision requires bigger thinking. A bigger life requires bigger beliefs. A bigger success requires bigger decisions. And the truth is, your current thinking, your current comfort, your current patterns, your current excuses, they will not take you to the next level. If you want to rise, if you want to climb, if you want to break through, you have to shift the way you see yourself. You have to shift the way you see your potential. You have to shift the way you see your circumstances. Your breakthrough requires a mindset shift because right now, too many of you are playing small. You've allowed fear, doubt, and the opinions of others to shrink your vision. You've allowed setbacks and failures to define your identity. You allowed your past to dictate your future. But listen carefully, your past does not equal your future. The mistakes, the failures, the pain, the struggles, they do not define you. They are lessons, they are fuel, they are stepping stones, but they are not the limit. The limit is your mind. And your mind can be expanded. Your mind can be retrained. Your mind can be renewed. Your mind can be awakened. But it starts with a deliberate shift, a conscious decision to reject limiting beliefs, a refusal to let old programming control your destiny. I need you to hear this. The people you admire, the people who've achieved greatness, the people who seem unstoppable, they did get there by chance. They did get there by luck. They did get there by waiting for the perfect conditions. They got there because they changed their mindset first. They decided that they were capable, that they were worthy, that they would not accept less than what they were capable of. They refused to let fear, doubt, or the noise of the world tell them who they could be or what they could achieve. They rewired their thinking. They expanded their beliefs. They embraced challenges as opportunities. They saw obstacles as lessons. They understood that the path to success starts in the mind before it manifests in reality. Your breakthrough requires a mindset shift. And until that shift happens, you will continue to spin your wheels, to get frustrated, to wonder why you're not moving, to watch others pass you by. Too many of you are focused on external changes. You are waiting for money, waiting for connections, waiting for validation, waiting for circumstances to improve. And while those things can help, the truth is that if your mind does not shift, none of those external factors will change the trajectory of your life. Your breakthrough begins inside. Your breakthrough begins in your thinking. Your breakthrough begins when you decide to see yourself as capable of more, as worthy of more, as deserving of more, as someone who refuses to settle for less, as someone who will not let fear or doubt dictate their actions, as someone who will embrace discomfort because they understand that discomfort is the gateway to growth, as someone who understands that the mountain is not permanent, the challenge is not permanent, the struggle is not permanent, but your growth, your expansion, your potential that is permanent if you claim it. Your mindset controls your habits. Your mindset controls your decisions. Your mindset controls the energy you bring to every situation. Your mindset determines whether you quit at the first sign of struggle, or whether you push through, whether you shrink under pressure, or whether you expand, whether you settle for mediocrity, or whether you reach for greatness. If you want a different life, if you want a higher level of success, if you want opportunities that you've only dreamed of, if you want to reach heights that feel unreachable, you have to change your thinking first. You have to refuse to believe the lies that your fear tells you, the lies that your doubts whisper to you, the lies that the world convinces you to accept. You have to embrace the truth that you are capable of more than you know, that you are stronger than you think, that you are prepared for challenges that seem impossible, that you can grow beyond the limits you've been told exist, that you can rise above circumstances that have been holding you down, and that you can create a future that exceeds anything you ever imagined. Your breakthrough requires a mindset shift. And that shift begins the moment you decide to stop letting old beliefs, old habits, old fears, old failures, and old limitations define your life. I need you to understand this. The shift is not just positive thinking. It is not just visualization. It is not just hoping. The shift is action rooted in belief. The shift is doing what others want, because you know it will prepare you for what others cannot achieve. The shift is seeing obstacles as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and struggles as fuel for growth. The shift is refusing to allow your current circumstances to dictate your future. The shift is changing the way you speak to yourself, the way you perceive challenges, the way you make decisions, the way you take risks, the way you embrace discomfort, the way you stay committed even when no one is watching, the way you persist when progress is slow, the way you rise above fear, above doubt, above distraction, and above the noise of the world. Your breakthrough requires a mindset shift. And that shift will change everything about how you operate, how you think, how you act, how you respond, and ultimately how far you climb. Too many of you are trying to change your life without changing your mind, and that's why you remain stuck. You are hoping for results without doing the mental work. You are hoping for transformation without embracing the internal shift. You hoping for elevation without recalibrating your thinking. But I am telling you now, nothing external will last if your mind remains the same. Your breakthrough requires a mindset shift. And when that shift occurs, when your thinking expands, when your beliefs evolve, when you internalize that you are capable of more, that you are worthy of more, that you deserve more, that you can achieve more, that you will rise above fear, doubt, limitations, setbacks, and struggles. That is when your life begins to change. That is when opportunities begin to appear. That is when doors open that were once invisible. That is when you finally begin to climb higher than you ever imagined. Listen to me. Too many of you are waiting for tomorrow. Too many of you are sitting there thinking that you have time, thinking that opportunities will always be there, thinking that you can start later, thinking that you can begin your climb another day, thinking that circumstances will magically align, thinking that someday, but let me tell you something right now, tomorrow may be too late. The truth is, life does do wait. Opportunities dawn, you wait. The mountain is going to pause for you. The challenge is they're going to take a break. Time does not stop. The moment you think that you have forever to act, the moment you delay, the moment you procrastinate, you are stealing your own future. Earn today, because tomorrow may be too late. And too many people have learned this the hard way. Too many people have waited too long. Too many people have said, I'll start tomorrow, only to wake up and realize that tomorrow turned into never. Think about it. Every person who ever achieved something extraordinary, every person who ever reached the top, every person who ever broke through limits, every person who changed their life, every person you admire, started not tomorrow, not next week, not when it felt perfect, but today. They took action today. They moved today. They decided today. They embraced discomfort today. They turned the key today. And that's exactly what separates those who succeed from those who stay stuck. Too many of you are sitting there waiting for perfect conditions, waiting for a green light, waiting for validation, waiting for courage to arrive, waiting for circumstances to be ideal. And meanwhile, life is passing you by. Turn today, because tomorrow may be too late. And the mountain you were staring at, the challenge you were facing, the opportunity in front of you, it won. Wait forever. Let me break it down for you. The longer you wait, the harder it gets. Procrastination compounds. Fear grows bigger. Doubt becomes louder. Momentum fades. The hesitation that feels safe now will feel like regret later. You can sit there thinking that tomorrow is your friend, but tomorrow may betray you. Tomorrow may be filled with new obstacles, new responsibilities, new pressures, new distractions, new challenges. And the person who does T-act today will find themselves trapped in circumstances they could have avoided, stuck in a position they could have changed, weighed down by missed opportunities that were once right in front of them. Turn today, because tomorrow may be too late. Because action delayed is opportunity denied. And every moment you spend waiting, the mountain gets steeper, the climb gets harder, and the dream gets farther away. You have to understand this. The mountain is T waiting for you to be ready. Life is T waiting for you to gather courage. Success is T waiting for you to feel prepared. Every moment you delay is a moment that others are moving forward. Every moment you wait is a moment that your competition, your peers, your rivals, your own potential is passing you by. The energy, the passion, the drive that you have today may not be there tomorrow. The opportunities that are within reach today, they may vanish tomorrow. The clarity you feel today, the motivation you feel today, the fire in your spirit today, it may be replaced with confusion, fatigue, distraction, or fear tomorrow. Turn today, because tomorrow may be too late. And if you continue to delay, if you continue to hesitate, if you continue to wait, you will look back and wonder why you did. Act when the timing was right, when the path was visible, when the opportunity was yours to claim. I need you to hear this clearly. Action is the only antidote to regret. Movement is the only antidote to missed chances. Decisive steps are the only antidote to wasted time. The clock is ticking. Life is moving. The mountain isn't shrinking. The challenge isn't softening. The opportunity is not patient. Turn today, because tomorrow may be too late, because hesitation will cost you more than effort ever would, because fear will never disappear on its own, because doubt will never vanish if you sit idle, because momentum is created by movement and you cannot manufacture it in the past. Every single day that you delay, the climb gets harder. Every single day that you hesitate, the dream gets fuzzier. Every single day that you wait, the mountain seems taller and taller, and the fire inside you begins to dim. You cannot afford to wait. You cannot afford to postpone. You cannot afford to hope that circumstances will magically improve. Turn today, because tomorrow may be too late, and the window of opportunity is always smaller than you think. Too many of you are making excuses for why you can't start today. You say, I don't have the resources. I am not ready. I need more time. I'll do it later. I'll wait for the right moment. And the truth is, there will never be a perfect moment. There will never be a complete readiness. There will never be a guaranteed outcome. And if you continue to wait, you will never climb. You will never rise. You will never reach your potential. The time is now. The decision is now. The action is now. Turn today, because tomorrow may be too late. Because the first step, the leap of faith, the courageous move, the decisive action, it all starts with now. It starts with this moment. It starts with the choice to refuse procrastination. It starts with the refusal to obey fear. It starts with the refusal to let doubt dictate your actions. It starts with the decision to rise above hesitation, to push past comfort, to embrace uncertainty, and to take ownership of your destiny. I want you to imagine yourself 1 year from now. If you don't turn today, imagine the weight of all the things you could have done, all the risks you could have taken, all the doors you could have opened, all the growth you could have achieved, all the victories you could have celebrated, all the life you could have transformed. Now imagine the person who takes action today, who decides now, who moves immediately, who refuses to wait, who embraces the mountain, who seizes the opportunity, who turns decisively. Where will that person be 1 year from now? The difference is monumental. The difference is life-changing. The difference is the power of now. Turn today, because tomorrow may be too late, because your future depends on your ability to act without hesitation, because your success depends on your courage to move while others are still waiting, because your transformation depends on your willingness to step boldly when fear and doubt are screaming to wait. You have to understand this truth. Waiting is a luxury you cannot afford. Hesitation is a trap that will keep you in the same place. Delaying action is the enemy of your dreams. Every mountain you face, every challenge you encounter, every opportunity you desire requires you to move decisively now. Turn today, because tomorrow may be too late. Because the longer you wait, heavier the mountain feels. The steeper the climb becomes, the fiercer the struggle gets, and the less energy you have to fight. Turn today, because the spark inside you that feels ready, that feels hungry, that feels alive, that feels determined, that spark may fade tomorrow. That fire may dim tomorrow. That motivation may be replaced with fatigue. That vision may blur. That courage may falter. That opportunity may vanish. And then it may be too late to claim what you could have had.